Hello everyone, welcome back. Uh, Tonight decided to try something a little different. Left a little brain teaser sitting there. If you're watching the recording of this, the brain teaser was kind of simple of what is, or I guess you go back and check the exact wording, but how do you invoke a static constructor twice? Or under what situations is a static constructor invoked twice? So it was a brain teaser put forward by one of my colleagues, and I thought it was a good one, so I figured, hey, let's go through and share it. Answer in a moment. So if you don't know, you've got a few seconds to think. Okay, let's dive in. So couple updates. One, hey look, me. Um, if anybody is interested, this is a video not hosted on my channel. This is on GitKraken's channel on how to do a git revert. So if you are interested, check it out. There is a linked blog post as well written up about the, I guess, pros and cons, when to use git revert, how it works, all of that jazz. For anyone who missed it, I did a lunch and learn, kind of a more advanced guy or advanced guide to Git. Oh, hey Andrew, welcome. The recording of that is going to get posted live out onto Intellitek's YouTube channel as soon as we can actually get it appropriately cropped and deal with the recording and that jazz. So if you are interested, that recording will go there. Feel free to subscribe. They always like it and all of that stuff. Okay, answer to solution. So for anybody, I got a ton of stuff open. I should check what I have open before I get too carried away. Okay, so here is the premise. Is we've got a simple unit test. You can see it's passing right now. We got nice little green check marks. And the idea is, how do we invoke this, or how do we get ref count to 2? And you can see I've got a class foo. It has a static constructor, and that static constructor is the only one that actually invokes or increments this. And so then the question is, how do we get to 2? And the answer is rather simple. And it comes down to how generics work. So in the case of foo being a generic class, its static constructor could be invoked multiple times. Because in this case, a bar is a foo of int, and a baz is a foo of string. Meaning that if you do something like this, you'll end up having ref count incremented twice. So this is a bit of a contrived example. This actually bit my colleague doing stuff with unit testing and hierarchies, and was surprised when he was getting multiple instances and wasn't actually clear as to why. So kind of a fun little problem to think through. If people like it, let me know. I might put more of those at the beginning. I was contemplating taking some of my other brain teasers that I've done and making like little YouTube shorts or something out of them. Just for fun. I enjoy these types of weird little problems because they're entertaining, and I thought they were clever. So, okay, with that said, we're going to dive back into my pointer project. So, for anyone who missed it, last week we started in on a new Blazor project called Pointer, or it, because you can't do pointer with a little asterisk at the end. Yo, that's Jovial Jig. That's Alan, right? Trying to remember. I have trouble remembering. I don't keep track of people well. Sweet. Yes. Alan is my illustrious product owner. Handles are dumb. But for anybody who wants to follow along, this is a simple Blazor site. The basic premise is Scrum meetings. Oftentimes the team will go through and size out items, typically using a variety of processes, one of which is pointing poker, where every member on the team is allowed to vote on how big a particular ticket is, typically using numbers of a Fibonacci series, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, etc. And then everybody votes, and the idea is you vote before knowing what everyone else's votes are. Then everyone reveals, then hopefully there's some discussion and team comes to agreement on what the actual size is supposed to be. So there's various sites that do this, one of which is actually called pointingpoker.com. And so this is sort of the site that we're building here is sort of a knockoff of this with a little bit, I don't want to say less, we'll say a streamlined experience. and dark theme, because dark theme's important. So that's effectively what we were building. Last time we started down on that process, but I've made a little bit of progress on it since then, and so I figured I would update on where we're at. Here, let's just look at the running site. For anybody interested, you can go here. If you've loaded the site before, you may want to make sure that you blow away your cache, Control F5, something, to make sure that you get in. But you can go ahead and, if anybody wants to dive in, there's the room link. The first one in gets to be the facilitator, is the role of the first one. Second person in, and I'll just drop one to the side so that I have two. Boom. So you can see second user in, there's another user. And then where I think we're going to go first is we're going to actually like let people pick their own votes rather than there just being a random vote. Because right now votes are submitted and they go back and forth, and you can see they're updating fairly quickly. So we've got SignalR on the back end, which we'll look at in a second to do that communication. And then it also handles users dropping, that kind of thing. We'll want to, at some point, like allow users to reconnect and whatever in case they accidentally close their browser tab. Because it would be really nice if when I do this, if I could come back and pick up as the same user that I was before. So none of that's done, but I think we're going to start with the voting buttons. It's probably a reasonable spot so that we can pick it, and then maybe start building out a little bit cleaner UI so that this doesn't look like crap. And right now there is this show votes toggle, and it is toggling a Boolean on the back end of the state. It's just that nothing's respecting that state, because ideally the votes would not be shown until the facilitator decides, yes, let us show the votes. And then we go from there. So that's where we're at the moment. But I think doing actual voting buttons is probably where we want to go. So I think there's, yeah, this one. Dibs. Mine. Okay. So self-assigned, and away we go. So there, and if anybody is actually interested in playing along, I am happy to take pull requests on this project. This is somewhat a project, a labor of love, because I'm wanting to learn some of this stuff and because Alan needs it. So we both win. It's wonderful. Let's go here. So the actual requirements for the MVP are on the milestone themselves. A lot of the issues directly correlate to this, but some of them aren't written well. They were kind of done in a rush by me. And I figured we would go through and do this. So the key thing to know for the voting is for MVP, we want a series like this. We want to let somebody abstain, question mark. Alan, why do we have 0? Can there ever be a 0? Did you mean to have 0? Or do you really just want abstain, question mark, and then numbers? Okay. We can have a 0. So be it. The key thing to note is future enhancements might let those be customizable or sheet size. I can't explain why, but yes, I hate it. Well, as the product owner, it is your prerogative to decide. So we're going to build this out, but I think the list of available options, we're going to make data-driven. Just knowing that future enhancements might want to let these be customizable, t-shirt sizes, or whatever. We aren't going to build that now, but we'll make it data-driven with the idea that that could be something configurable in the future. So let's take a look at what is driving this thing on the back side. So on the server side, we created a SignalR hub. And there's not a lot to adding in a SignalR hub into a project like this. So a couple key things to note. You set up assuming you've got the appropriate NuGet package for SignalR already referenced. Add SignalR here with any configurable options. Most of this is probably not overly relevant for a lot of people. I just wanted to set a few of the options. A lot of times you can take the defaults. You don't necessarily need to add JSON or all of that kind of jazz. But it does make some things a little bit nicer. The other thing that you have to do after registering it with DI is actually call app map hub and give it an endpoint so that it knows where it needs to be. And I just basically did /room hub because it was simple and easy. That then means that over on the client side, so this is the WASM that gets downloaded and executed on the browser. We then have this Room Hub connection, and just for sharing, that guy lives down here in this vicinity. I also slapped an interface in front of it just because there's a bunch of unit tests, and I wanted to be able to unit test out the connection without it being a real one. So simple enough. This thing connects. You'll note it does need a URL, but that comes in via the this guy here. So you'll note the DI for the client project when it's registering up the Room Hub connection. And in this case, singleton, I believe, is what we want because this is executed as a singleton inside the browser. So this is singleton per client. Creates a new room connection, goes to the navigation manager to get the server's URI, and then makes an absolute URI with /room hub. Can't do name of here because this is in the client project, not the server, so hard-coded string, but whatever. But that passes in the room URI, and I'm actually noticing, I'm wondering, because we're intentionally two-stringing it, does this need to be, you know what, we're going to do this. I just decided I don't like, when possible, I prefer to have URIs be URIs. And this is what happens when I copy code. Clean that up. There. And then this guy, if he actually wants it, yeah, so he'll take a URI directly. So we don't even need to change anything else. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But this connection then is what is responsible for connecting back and forth to the SignalR hub. So it gets built up. It registers up for a room update method. So this is what's registering the communication back and forth. We're going to ignore some of the open and close stuff. The connection itself defines a couple methods. These are just very small forwarding methods that actually go to the underlying connection to send to make calls out the door. So effectively, all this does is give you a nice strongly typed method for invoking on the hub connection. Because the underlying hub connection that goes out just gives you an invoke async with a method name, arguments, that kind of thing. And in our case, we don't want to think about that. We want a strongly typed signature. That way, if we change something in the hub, the only place it needs to change is in this connection, and then everything else should be compile errors from there on out. On the server side, boom. Those same methods are defined here. So for example, when a client connects and they want to join a room, there's the room ID, there's the user. The thing to note is this room hub is registered in DI in scoped context, which means if you try to keep track of all of your backing data, like keeping track of what rooms you have, what users are in what rooms, that's not going to work here. So instead, we put it behind this room manager. And I slapped an interface there, partly for testing, partly because I think I'm going to eventually want to change out the data store of where this data lives, even though it doesn't need to live for long periods of time. This is going to be an in-memory implementation, but I can easily see getting something a little more consistent, just because in the event of any sort of cycling, deployments, the in-memory state is kind of volatile and could get cleared, and people could lose their current state if we do a deployment while people are using it, yada, yada, yada. That would be a bad experience, blah, blah, blah. Maybe back it with a Redis or something. But for now, in memory, I won't bore you with most of this. This is basically a singleton with some concurrent dictionaries to do a bunch of work, one of which contains a semaphore slim just for doing some locking to maintain concurrency. But this handles toggling, say, the show votes Boolean on the backend data store. So the underlying object that's being passed back and forth is this room state. The room state has a set of users, it has an ID, and it has a set for votes shown. And then a user has a vote, has a role. The role is down here. Right now we have facilitator, team member, and observer. These are just some hard-coded built-in ones, for no other reason other than make it simple. The important thing here is we don't actually care to enforce like high security. You'll note people aren't actually required to log in. Users are ultimately going to be able to specify what name they want. This isn't really meant to lock it down, and users are going to be allowed to change between roles, so it's not something that we really need to lock down. It's really just going to be a UI change as far as what you get access to. It's not necessarily a lot of security. So, Room Hub connection. Let's see, backing data store. This thing's responsible for keeping track of all of the rooms, what users are in what rooms, what SignalR connections map to which users, which connections are in which rooms, just for some quick lookups, and all of that jazz. So, builds all of those dictionaries up, everything goes great and everyone's happy, and away we go. So yeah, so that's what we got so far. So I think what we're going to do for the voting buttons is I think what we're going to do is just slap on a collection here in our state as far as what the valid voting buttons are, because if this is ever configurable later, we want to be able to pass that information down to all of the users. So this feels like the right place, so we're going to do it there. Let's see. And Copilot has been on absolute point with this project. Like, insanely good. In this case, no, Copilot, you're wrong. Go away, you're drunk. Let's see. How about vote options? Sure, we'll do a get init, and then Copilot, fill in all the right values. That's not the right values, Copilot. I had more faith in you. So we're just gonna do this guy here, and then let's see. So abstain question mark 0. Come on, Copilot. I'm really rooting for you. Figure out the series. Figure out the series. What's the obvious conclusion, Copilot? 1, 2. Is this the order that they're presented? Good question. Probably. What order would you like them presented in? Do you want these other ones at the end? Because we could certainly do that. Suppose we should cut them, not delete them. Okay. We will put them at the end. Let's see. Hey, Copilot, stop helping me. Either do the right thing or get out of the way. 5, 8, and I'm trying to remember what we went up to. 13. And I think in this case we jump. This is where people deviate on their series. I'm just gonna copy these. Boom. Do that. Technically 21, but most use 20. Yeah. And I don't know if I necessarily really even care that much. Let's see. And then those two go there. And we may throw in some other stuff at some point. Like, we may want to make these things fancier, but for now, we're doing the simplest thing possible. And a straight up string array is the simplest thing possible. As long as it's mostly Fibonacci-ish. Yeah. This will make the mathematician people happy. Oh, I did 20 and 21. We probably don't want both of those. Okay, so that will get that. Let's go up to our room page. And now we want to do this. So I think one of the things I'm going to add while I'm in here is just checking the user's role. Let's see. View model is team member. We're going to add that real quick because we're only going to have the submit vote buttons if they're a team member. So let's open the view model. Kind of wondering if Because I did this is facilitator, and I'm wondering if I should actually do something different. Because this will, the only way this is ever going to trigger is based on the current user role. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is, so for people who missed the last one, this base level object is watching for the property changes and then appropriately notifying. So this is what's triggering those updates every pass through here. Is when property changed is firing on these things, it's triggering it. So as long as we have one property changed, it's gonna trigger an entire layout. And I'm wondering if maybe we cut down this is facilitator and do something more like view model current. Well, it's probably, rather than doing a lookup every time, it's probably cheaper to just do a it's probably cheaper to just notify and do computed properties on the back side, I think. That's probably just fine. Like, this performance of this isn't going to be a big deal. So let's do this, and let's get rid of that. Let's go is facilitator, and go with this current user, because I kind of want to just do this maneuver here. Let's see, current user like that. But then that assumes that I have a private user, current user, which we're going to then just look up. Okay, seriously, Copilot? I mean, yes, that's correct, but you jerk. Okay, hang on, Copilot. If I tell you it's nullable, can you do better? There. Thank you. Yes, excellent. Good, Copilot. Carry on. I mean, seriously, this is just wrong. Absolutely wrong. Okay. Well, thank you, Copilot. You've been a wonderful, wonderful help tonight. Okay. Let's see. Is team member, role, team member, boom. Done. Done. And then we don't need this. We don't need this. And this just works. We could actually probably even go make this guy a computed property too. Votes shown. Gonna get... Really? Really, Copilot? You're just... Okay. Okay. Show off. Absolute show off. Lovely. Let's see. Current user ID gets set elsewhere, so that works. That works. I'm almost wondering if we should pass back data that tells the user rather than them assuming they got to keep their ID, but whatever. That's a problem for a different day. Okay, so the next thing we want to give back is... All right, so this is... What? Hello? Did I make it private or something? Okay, hold on. I closed too many things. Oh, right. So if you make your properties private, you can't access them from outside. So that's a problem. You should make your properties public. Or use an appropriate access modifier where needed. Because if you don't, you can't access them. Let's see. Ambiguity between votes shown. Right. This one we can't do like that because this one okay, right. This one has to be read-write because this one gets used here. And yes, async void. Bad, 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 bad. Let's see here. Do this, do this. Rebuild, and you should figure it out. Identifier expected. There we go. Is team member. There we are. Okay, so we're only going to give them the voting buttons if they're a team member. And then we just need to... Okay, Copilot, you're getting ahead of it. That is not the button we're implementing right now. Sheesh. Show off. Let's see, what is the simplest way to go about doing this? I want to look up... So my way of doing this has been, and I really should save this link somewhere. The Bootstrap style that we decided to go with was this solar one here. I almost like the dark style there a little bit, rather than something else. Somewhat tempted to do something like that for it. Yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with that. That seems nice. So we're gonna for each over the view model dot room state dot what did I call it? Vote options. There we are. Oh, var option in. Okay, Copilot, the answer's on my clipboard. Can you figure it out? No. It's gotten bad. I've started trying to like write code and see at what point Copilot can actually do all of the work for me. Okay. Now you're showing off, Copilot. You got the class wrong though. Ha. See? You can't replace me just yet. You can't replace me yet. But you're getting close. You're getting close. Let's see. So we need to change submit vote to not be a random thing and to actually take a parameter. So that's a thing that will need to happen. Wait. Did I hit the wrong? I think I hit the wrong button. Let's see. String vote. And then we're going to get rid of the random. And this vote goes here. Something like this. This to-do dies. You're doing good, Rob. There's view models, Robert, but this does not look WPF-y. Let's see. So submit vote. There. I think all of that works. Let's test it. Okay, so create room. I need to copy this. I appropriately don't have. It's just habit at this point. Just go along with it. Welcome, Robert. Okay, so great. We've got 2 users. I'm trying to decide if those buttons are visible enough, or if they need a little more something. Yeah, I'm wondering if... So... I'm wondering if I should start changing this layout, because I'm thinking what I want is the top level to be... So we've got this kind of room thing, and that's whatever. But I think what I want is the top section to almost be user-specific functionality. So if you're the facilitator, you get like the show votes toggle and that kind of thing. If you're a team member, you get your voting buttons. And then below that be the place where we list out like the users and the votes and all that stuff. I think that's actually what... Okay. So One, it works just fine. Great, huzzah. These buttons need some spacing and maybe a different style. It just, it looks so pretty, but it blends in. What's the success might not be bad, or info might not be bad. Maybe we go with info and we make them big. We'll style them that way. Much as I like the dark, okay. So let's change this up here. So I think we're going to use this top section to be vModel. Huh? What is your problem? Okay. I'm going to go with Razor's lost its mind, and that is perfectly valid stuff. Okay, so let's see. In this case, we don't need this if, I don't think. We've already done the appropriate check. We're only doing this once, so it is kind of current user-ish. What? Something is gone horribly wrong, and I'm missing my syntax somewhere. Let's see. For each, it's supposed to be like that. Is that your problem? You don't know that I'm still in a code block? Let's build and just see if it complains. This is the test. So we're gonna just do that. Actually, you know what? Whenever you need a random number, the appropriate answer is always 42. Let's just get the these should become actual expected votes. Let's see. Why is this one like this? Join room. This really should be room ID. Let's see here. You should be room ID. All right, cleaning up the tests really quick. Bum. Okay. Build. Okay, let's start here. Oh, it's because I'm an idiot. Oh boy, hang on. We need some. There we go. So it turns out that if you don't know C#, you can't write C#. Okay, I know the problem. This is Mountain Dew Zero, which lacks the sugar that I clearly need to write code at this hour. Don't worry, replacement incoming. Okay. I have that problem. I'll write C# as well. I completely understand. Probably want to style these things up a little bit too, because I'm thinking I want, like, these are the primary interaction buttons. They probably be big, useful. And for now, let's do this. Let's just fix the vote shown while we're in here. If viewModel dot vote shown span bring. I don't know why I had a non-breaking space there on the end. I'm sure I'll remember in a minute. Okay. so we'll do this. We'll hide the votes until the votes are shown, then we'll tack them in. We'll get that functionality built. Okay. Let's see what that does. Probably a little cleaner. I should probably set my launch settings to do multiple right away. Okay, so we're still good there. This one fires up. Okay, that's not bad. I can now vote. I kind of wish I need to do something so it shows, so it changes state. Like once the user's voted, this button needs to change color or something. Like I think that something like that needs to happen. Like maybe it should go from info to dark when they voted. That might not look bad. And what do we got here? I'm worried those buttons would be hard to select the right one crowded together, but that isn't an MVP required. No, well, no, I think you do have an MVP requirement of it looking nice and feeling nice. So we're gonna space them out here in a minute, add some stuff, and I think we're gonna go for larger squares, which may be hard with abstain, but yeah, we'll get to that. That one I'm less concerned with. I'm thinking we may drop them into like a flex grid or something so that they lay out a little nicer. But like slapping on large button is probably not a bad idea to begin with. That. Let's see here. And then refresh. And then we probably want to pull the user's vote out. So public string current vote. All right, and we're gonna just do this maneuver. Current user vote. Right, and then I think what we'll do is we're gonna change up. String button class, and then it will be if option equals view model dot what did I call it? Something vote. Current vote. Then this guy is going to get let's see, BTN dark, otherwise BTN info, something to that effect. And then we'll just come in here. And I think we can just do button class like that to inject it. Yeah, and then we'll deal with layout. I think then we'll want to deal with size, layout, and how that all plays together. Come on. Yeah, so that's a little better with them bigger. And a little nicer with the thing changing color. That feels a little better. Though I'm wondering if maybe rather than dark, if the green might be going with success might be a better option. What is that? Yeah, let's try success. And actually, I just want to see what it looks like. So open DevTools. Bigger, and you there, and I just want to know what you look like if I slap. Well, here, let's do it on one of the other ones actually instead. What do you think, Alan? Is the green bright enough? Try to imagine padding between them. Feels a little dark to me. We could just try, let's try primary. Let's do primary on one and see what it looks like. What? Is it not called primary? What is it called? Primary. Did I misspell it? Huh? Interesting. Try secondary and see what that one looks like. I don't know why the primary is acting so funny. I don't like the gray. The gray just feels wrong. Well, let's go with success for the moment, and then let's deal with layout and sizing, and then we might revisit that idea. Okay, so the one of the things you can do inside of here is load page specific CSS. So I think that's what we're going to do. Because we have some CSS that we probably want for just this one page. Oh, I have to go here. Add. Is it not one of the built-in first ones? Okay, fine. CSS. But there's a magical way to do this. So if you name it room.razor.css, then you get this. Okay, so let's do. I'm all torn. Yeah, I think we're gonna do something like that, and then. Okay, really, Copilot? I'm impressed. I'm a little shocked. We're gonna try it because why not? Why not? It's just kind of wrong when it does that. Like, I call it vote or voting button. Vote. See, you know it's a bad name when you can't remember your own naming. I'm just now curious what it looks like. I'll put it on the other monitor. And actually, I'm getting a little annoyed with having to do this every time. So we're gonna make a quick change. Quick change. Properties, launch settings. Let's give ourselves here. Close real quick. Close real quick. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna leave that profile in place for the moment, and I'll call test room. Application URLs. What is the? Why is it formatting like that? Hang on. Sorry. Nitpicky stuff. Must fix. Let's see. Open with text editor. Where's the source code editor? There we are. Okay, so indentation and spacing. We want to change this. So yeah, because we want to basically do this. Let's do JSON files. JSON. Curly brace is not necessary with a single item, but now it's like that. And now when I come in here and go, hang on, pick it up. Where is it? Interesting that it really wants to format that way. Okay, I'll fuss with it later. But the inspect URI, there is a, let's find it. And JSON, there is a, that's not it. I don't want multiple startup projects. Let's see, is it Application. Let's see. Launch. Yeah, launch URL. That's what I want. But I want to know if if I can specify multiple. Uh, launch URL, multiple URLs. Uh, da, da, da. Tools. Yep. Launch settings. Launch browser. It's great. I really just want to see if I can have multiple URLs. Yeah. Okay. But what we will do is launch URL. And we can do. Did I not copy it? Yeah, there we go. Launch setting room. Testing room. Okay. Hey, that didn't launch the way I expected. Oh, I bet you I didn't pick the right. You have to actually pick your launch profile if you want it to launch. There we go. Now I should be able to pick this up. Yeah, so pro tip, Alan, there's a fun thing. Even though Create Room will gen you a random one, you don't have to use the random. You can make up your own strings. Okay, so yeah. And if I come in here and do show votes, that shows that. It's interesting that the other one that it didn't show the votes for both of them. I wonder why this one isn't showing the votes. Votes shown. Basically, I have a persistent link in that case. Yes, you absolutely can. So that's the reason for the missing space. I'm just curious why this extra one doesn't have. Why this one doesn't appear to be getting the vote shown toggle. It should be showing up here. Let's see. I need to have the facilitator drop. And then I want a new one to come in. Oh, interesting. So now I'm in the. I thought I had solved this where if the facilitator drops, it promotes the next one. Maybe I didn't get that far. Let's look. We wrote some tests. Removes room. Oh, nope, it doesn't actually handle that yet. Okay, so that's not expected to work. But when the votes are shown, it should be showing them on both sides. And actually, if I open up a second one, not in that same browser, it won't get terminated. So if he votes, show votes. I don't understand why this one's not getting the votes to be shown. Because it's clearly toggling it. Oh, I have a theory. I have a theory. Okay, that theory's gone. I was going to argue that it was related to this being an init property, but that doesn't work. Other init properties are working just fine. Let's see. Is there a way I can get at the... Let's get a third user in the mix really quick. That way I can see more coming through. So that works. It's just the... I don't know, like, that's a very simple if condition. Um... Let's do... And I'm going to double check this property. Oh, that's why. That's why we went back to an observable property and then I didn't change. I don't update it here. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Okay, the other ones work because they're computed properties. This one is supposed to be a computed property. It is not. Therefore, it is only affecting the first one. Got it, 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 got it. Okay, okay. Let's see here. And this guy here. There we are. There we go. There we go. Okay, so one other thing I want to do while I'm noticing it. And let's see, not string null or white space on, because I don't like seeing that little hyphen when it's not needed. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Gotta do that. Okay. Fine. Fine. It should work. I think it was just the lack, yeah, the lack of the closing paren meant it didn't know where it was at. There. That way it'll only show that. Okay, now let's deal with layout stuff. Let's deal with layout stuff. Bootstrap CSS. This is 3.4. I don't want that. I want the... We're using 5 something. 5.2. Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, so I want layouty stuff. Okay. Spanning the entire width of the viewport. I don't know if I want that. Like, I almost want... I'm trying to think of what I actually want here. Like, I kind of want a variable number of columns. Oh, align item start. 1 of 3 columns. Vertical alignment. Yeah, I kind of like that. Column breaks. What does this do if I... Oh, responsive display.
Ooh, that's kind of nice. Okay, I think we got a winner. Yeah, I think we got a winner. So, let's see. Column small 3, because I believe these are out of 12, if I remember correctly. Let's take a quick gander at the display stuff. Line block, da da da, da da da. Great. Uh, ba, ba, ba. Yeah, but I think this is what we want. I'm trying to remember. Force the next columns to break onto a new line. I guess I want to know what this W minus 100 actually means. Uh, that's not useful. Well, when in doubt, though, we can still use it even if I'm ignorant and don't understand what is going on. Sorry, one moment. And there. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go here. I want to format that again, and we're gonna do. Want to put something like this in. Okay. And then think I think let's do, because this is column small 3. This is halfway across. I kind of want to do column small 2 and go 4 and then break. I think is what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do. So we need to actually take these vote options and do some grouping stuff with them. So let's go up here. And let's see, the div is going to be outside, I think. And then we are going to need to do some, yeah, do that. And we're going to need to do some grouping. Jeez, why is the formatting wrapping it into a bad situation? Oh, because I didn't do a at symbol, so it's confused as to what it's looking at. Got it. Got it. Okay, so let's actually get into a block and go var options gets, because I don't really want to repeat this thing so many times. Okay. Var rows is going to be options. Let's see. We want to group into sets of 4. I think we can do this, can't we? Let's see, key selector, key T element. So we can go with option I think. And then I divided by 4. Doesn't group by have an overload that takes in a delegate of T source and int? Maybe I'm confusing it with the other ones. I'm probably confusing it with the other ones. There's a shoot. There is a grouping thingy mabobber. Chunk. That's what I want. That's the new guy. There. Yes. It contains the element split into a chunk of size. Yes. Yes. So we're gonna go here.
each var row options. And actually, I guess if we're gonna do this maneuver, we could just inline this, go like this. It's a little big, it's a little ugly, but we'll get by. Okay, so once we get that, then we move this inside, and we move this inside, and then we need inside of the row. Then we want another for each var option in row options, because this will be 1 to 4 items in this collection. I guess we should. I assume this is an array, right? Isn't that what chunk returns? Yeah, string array. So we'll do string array there, and then we'll do string here because I don't think anyone's going to realize what those are. And then this is where we want to bring this buttony stuff up for the moment. It's going to go like that. And then, yeah, so that will go there, that will go there, and then the key part will be this maneuver. And after the for each, we're going to want one of these, right? Because this is row. We need this added here. And then we want this to be, why is it call 6? I think I want that to be a 2 to take up 2 columns. Yeah, I don't understand this grid system very well. I think it's explained better here. Grids are also responsive, not responsible. Yeah. Variable width of content. Call 8. Oh, so that's how many it takes up. And this is how big it is. So I actually want if I want to break this into groups of, if I want 4 across, I think I want this to be a 3. Okay, and then we're gonna whack all that. Okay, so if all of that has worked correctly, we should have rows of up to 4 items, and then it should drop onto the next one, ish. Let's see, there's that. Where's my in here? Should be able to control F5 my way to victory here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's better. And then it resizes nicely as things get bigger. Okay, that's not bad. That's getting better. Okay, so get rid of this. We don't want that anymore. Okay. Let's see about setting up. So I'm surprised that vote button isn't being picked up on that guy. So let's F12 that guy and just confirm that it does have the style I expect and that that style is defined. Bum. Button. There, I might need to go double check because I don't see that other style listed. Let's see here. Where is the sources there? Let's see, CSS. Okay, so it does not have the page specific. Pretty sweet progress. See you, Alan. Get some rest. Okay, so it did not load up the page specific CSS. So I want to look at my other project and figure out what we did differently to get that to load. Because that should just work. But I remember it being touchy if you did it wrong.
show. We're gonna just go peeking. Okay, so this guy here. Oh no, I want client. Let's see. This is probably one of the simplest. And that is really well zoomed in. That loads all of that stuff. Razor.css. I have to do something fancy? There an imports or something that I whacked that I wasn't supposed to? Let me check the check this one here and make sure that let's see, open this, bring you across. Let's see, sources, CSS. I expect to see a like a randomly generated CSS, or maybe it's in here. No, I don't see it here. Interesting. So why did it, is it here? I'm trying to remember how it gens up the, oh, there it is. There. So this is the magic sauce that it does is it embeds it here and then fixes it up on the other side. Okay, so it is exist. Okay, so that it okay. Good. Okay, so the CSS is making it in. I was just too stupid to see it. Right? And I assume that's here as well. Great. And then if I look at the okay, so let's get you out of the way. And if I look at the page element itself, dev tools, and I look at these buttons, right, that didn't load properly because I did not name this properly, therefore it didn't pick it up. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay, close that. I do not know why my dev tool is freaking out so much there. It's exciting. Let's see. Control F5. Okay, so that. Okay, so definitely applied the style. Okay, so we do not want all of that, but we do want to change some of this. So let's clear all those out. Let's see, font size, font weight. I kind of want square the buttons a little bit. Let's see. So let's do something like max width of. What's the right? Is there a good way to do a max width? Maybe there isn't. Let's see. Is there a nice CSS-y way? CSS make item square. Like I kind of want to make the height follow the width, I think. But I'd like them to be dynamic without having to just set them both to the same fixed value. Yeah, so yeah, see, those are relative to the container, and I don't want those. I don't want those to be the same. That's close. CSS. Another property.
where my lack of CSS skills is going to start to show through here in a moment. Because I know enough to be dangerous, not enough to be amazing at it. A line after those are pseudo classes. I don't think that's what I want. They're like width in here. Let's go down to the bottom. Width. Oh, fit content. Yeah, we might just go big for the moment and call it a day. So let's do width. Boy, not too often I have to open the mod view. Yeah, I actually have a hotkey for it, Robert. Yeah. I popped it open and went straight to the timeout option. Guess that's what I want. I don't know what I want. Auto intrinsic preferred width. Use the fit content formula with the available space replaced by the specified argument. You know what? In the interest of simplicity, we're going to do width 200M, height 100M, white space no wrap, vertical align, text align center, padding. Let's do like 20 all the way around. And then display inline block. I don't think I care about that. And then this guy, I want some margin around it. And let's do what seems good. Let's start with like 5 all the way around. And see what that looks like. Let's try that. Let's see where that gets us. Okay. And build my other tab open. Oh boy. I think we can conclude that's not right. Oh. Okay, that's better. Smaller. Smaller is good. This ain't bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like that a little better. It's part of me really doesn't like the fact that we have 13 items. 13 is not a square number. Why must the number be prime? But so okay, we're gonna do that.
We're gonna come up here and let's do view model dot room state dot room ID. We're gonna do that. We're gonna come down here, and I think we're gonna do like an H2 vote. I'm gonna do like a H2 facilitate something there, just so I can separate it, and then down here another H2 user votes, something to that effect. I love how it updates the CSS. I had 0 in reverb so you can get rid of it. Oh yes, you make me happy. Hang on, we're gonna kill that. So in the interest of making a nice square number, yay, squares! Now it'll be pretty. 0 can be the custom one. Okay, that spacing is atrocious, and I hate it. But we can testing room there, because I think we're going to get some other options in here shortly, and then let's see, reload that. There, that looks better. We need something to control so that the other users know that votes are hidden and not shown yet. I'm trying to decide where to put that. Maybe what we do is over here. How about we go with something like else span. Indeed. All right, maybe we'll do something like that instead. I like that better. That makes me feel a little nicer. That way, while votes are hidden, they stay there, and then when votes are no longer hidden, and then whatcha? Yeah, we probably want to change it up so it doesn't always show the facilitator as question marks, and we need to break up how we display users into groups and that kind of things, but we'll change that in a minute. I think this looks a little nicer. We've got some voting buttons, we've got some display. Yeah, we're gonna ship this. This much works. We should probably add in the clear or similar at some point, or the reset, I guess, is gonna be the next one. Okay, so let's add in one more thing here. I think I want to add in a want to do something like this, where this thing ends up with some margin on it. So specifically, I don't care about left, but I need, so the other one has, the other window, because the other one has like 5 between each of these. I feel like I want like 20. Top. Don't need any there, and maybe 10 on the bottom. Let's see, and then if I could do like a, let's see, let's do a border. Isn't it? They're like border bottom. Yeah, border bottom color. Let's see here. Let's do medium. Something like that, maybe. Oh, we have to apply. Let's see. Class. Heading. Oh, and maybe I should look really quick at the solar one. Did I close that page or did I leave it open? I think I closed it. Dang it. Let's see here. Where did my window go? Close it. Probably. Let's go back and get it. Let's see. That one, pretty please. And then should really just bookmark this thing for reference so I stop having to go back into the closed issues to find it. I'm getting really good at finding it. So there's the solar page. Is there a nice separator thingy here that I want to use? Don't really have. They've got this, but that's not really what I want. We might do something like this or whatnot. A card could be nice. Maybe we should do it. Maybe we should do the users in a card rather than with a header. That could look nice. Let's see, modals. That's kind of pretty. Let's see. Toasts, tooltips, popovers. I mean, they look nice. Wondering if maybe users should be in a card instead. This might not be a bad one. I kind of like this success card to show, or even this card here to show the team members. And then we could put like the facilitators in gray. And maybe observers in dark. That doesn't seem bad to me. Where's the little button? Is it that one up? Are you the one up here? Okay, if I want to grab the what is the title of that thing? So I'm looking for the info card title in this big block of stuff. Where is... This doesn't have what I'm looking for. Oh, it's probably here. Let's see. Info card title. That's the first one, so that's probably not the one I... Wait, dark, info, warning, danger. Oh, so that must be it. So they probably have them grouped by column. I bet you that's what it is. So I want something like this. Yeah, we want something like this. So we're gonna come down here. Get rid of this. We're gonna do something like this. We don't want to have a max width in here. Let's see. Team members. And then we're going to get rid of... wait, this is header. It's title. What is the difference between header and title? Headers up here, titles, contents. Oh, no, I want it up. Yeah. So I want that to be team members. I don't care about any of this. This is where I want to put this. And I want to do something like, I don't know, just their own paragraph tag or something. Right? I think that's... Stop helping me. Okay, so I think something more like that. And then we may want to put some spacing here, but that line might be enough to move it around. This guy still has that. Look and see what that ends up looking like. There, back to here. Yeah, so that's not bad. Um, that goes there. That goes there. I kind of like this. I think what we are going to do is we're going to do something like user card. And I want to set I do want a max width of let's do a max width of like 80%. Because I kind of want that thing to not necessarily span all the way. So we're going to do something like that. That'll handle that. That'll handle that. And then the other thing I want is how do I reference the colors? Because I kind of want to grab that same secondary color. There's I'm sure there's I want to look at the class for it is really what I want. Right? Is that what I want? Well, so I guess I'm not sure because what I really want bootstrap theme colors. Yeah, this is what I want. Theme colors. Yeah, that's where we're going. Can I? Yes. So what I really want to do then is just grab secondary. And that's what I want to apply here. I think. Bottom style. Solid. Border. Bottom color. I think, if I understand this correctly. But I'm also not sure if I have to set this up with Sass in order to do this. Yeah, this is making me suspect. I guess the other question then is if I go here, can I find it from the like here, right? The color being used here. That's the color I want right there. So, how do I set it then? If I go here and I look for the so really what I want to do is have one CSS reference another property. CSS. That's what I would like to do. Yeah. Show me how to do this, please. Nope. Go away. Thank you. There's these are just yeah, this is what I would like. Doesn't specify your own custom name. Huh, that's what I would like to do. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So this really should become var. And then not all that garbage, but that. And that should get me what I want. That way I can now pick up that same color. Excellent. Let's see. Border bottom. I'm just dumb and not seeing it. Should be there, and it should be right about. Oh, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. There. Show me your border. Right, you do have a class being applied to you. There's that one, there's body. Huh? Why are you not heading? That should exist here. Did I botch something in my razor? Let's see. H2 class heading. Oh, it's because I'm looking at got it. I didn't apply it here. I only applied it on the team member side. That's why. That's why. Okay. It's not bad. I think I might actually want to change that from bottom to top. I think you can just do border color, right? And then clear that out. Relaunch. I think you can get away with that. Yeah, it's a little sick though. Let's go with let's go with border
width, and let's bring that down to tiny mode. And then on the user card, I want a margin. Let's see, and I don't care about side margin, but I do want to have like vertical, like 10 pixels, just to give it some spacing. That did not space the way I expected, so that line's fine. Am I crazy? But shouldn't that have... Oh, it starts with top right. Oh. Well, I did that wrong. Heading 20, 0, 10, 0. That's interesting. Top right, bottom left. Oh, that's a very different ordering. My WPF brain bit me. WPF, it starts left and goes clockwise, but apparently CSS starts at the top of the hour. There, that feels a little nicer. Not perfect. There. I think that will go much better. Okay, let's put this in. So let's see. We need a branch. Create branch. Fix. And then what was that issue number we grabbed earlier? Not this one. Let's see, create voting buttons. 37. So fix 37. Let's see. Adding in voting buttons. Also implemented the show hide of votes. Okay, so there's that. And then let's do this. Let's do this. And then I think fixes pound 37. Create pull request. Go to GitHub. And then we're just going to set enable auto merge. As long as everything passes, everyone's happy. Okay, let's grab, I want to do the clear option. Add timer, preview votes, reveal after all votes, define name, create voting buttons. I missed the ability to clear, so let's do that. Just gonna add a new issue. Allow the facilitator to clear reset state. After voting is done, the facilitator be able to clear state, submit new issue, assign to yourself, and away we go. Okay. So while that's running, we need the ability, we need the function to do it to begin with. So let's start at the back and work our way forward, I think. So start at the server and go backwards. So in order to do this, we have submit vote all the way into here. And that actually gets all the way into here. So I think we need to start here and work our way out. Public task room state about reset. Trying to decide if reset state is correct or reset votes. Let's do reset votes. Okay. And then for null. And then we're actually going to do some test-driven design stuff first. So let's go in here and do this. And really, these tests are, even though I've labeled this as in-memory room manager tests, a lot of these should actually be I room manager. And I'm wondering if it's worth refactoring these really quick right now. I think it is. I think it is. So let's do public class room manager S. And then this is going to be abstract. And then something like this is going to move down. And then this is going to derive from room manager tests. And then this guy, oh, shut up. I understand. You're unhappy. You're unhappy. Okay, so this guy derives from this guy, which is fine, but I don't want him tied to a specific implementation. So what I would like to do is protected abstract I room manager, create manager, auto mocker. And then that means this guy now has to implement the method. Implement. And then this guy is going to have a very simple implementation. And actually, you know what we could do? We could make this even easier. Rather than doing an abstract method, let's... Case in point with the brain teaser from the beginning of the stream. Here's how you get yourself into that abstract base class problem. Room manager, and then we're going to set a requirement where room manager. Okay, Copilot, you're getting creepy. I approve, but you're getting creepy. No, we don't want the new constraint. And then this guy here just does that. Okay, let's see. And then this guy just needs to specify in memory room manager. So the only requirement will be that let's see, it needs to be a reference type. So this also needs to be a class, not just and class has to go first. So like that. Okay, now I think pretty much all of these tests, because then when we go to write a new implementation of this interface, it will ensure that everyone, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to copy this line because this is going to be basically the same line everywhere. It will ensure that all implementations that we write these tests on, that they all behave the same, which makes me happy. You know what? I'm not going to do these one at a time. We're going to just grab them all, and we're going to paste them all here, and we're going to just hit them one at a time. So copy you, and I'm going to collapse them as I go. That one's done. That one's done. This way, if I go and write like a Redis implementation or something for this, then all I have to do is create a new base class from this testing base, and I will inherit all of the tests, which is exactly what you want. And that will mean all of my implementations will have to enforce all the same business rules. Okay, so we're going to then take this guy, move him out. There we go. So these tests here are, or I should say, this guy stays as a partial. This still validates the constructor arguments. And so any tests that need to be specific to this in-memory room manager, or specific to this implementation, can live here. But all of the base tests that all of them need to follow are going to be here. Okay, so now what we want to do is write a thing on this reset votes, right? And I think we're going to go here. Okay. Let's see. Public async task reset votes with facilitator clears all votes. So you can kind of see this sort of setup here, We're going to do something real similar. We're going to do a room. We're going to add a couple users to it. Add the users to the room, set them up, and then I also want to do await, let's see, submit vote 1, connection ID 1. So that's the facilitator. So we actually want to make this guy here do it, and I kind of want to do, let's see, room state, room gets, and then I think we're just going to do room dot vote options first. So I don't want to hard code it to something that may or may not be a valid option. We should probably at some point limit the vote submission to only things that are in the options, but that's another problem. And then we want to do okay, so that should do that. That validates that. That validates that. That goes there. Actually, we don't actually care about this return. That's the submit vote. So the actual test that we want to do is, didn't we just call it clear votes or remove votes? Reset votes. Is that the right one? Reset votes async. It's the right name. That's what we want. So let's go back here. Set votes async. Means I need to change it on the interface. There. Okay. So reset votes async. It needs to take in a connection, and this needs to be the facilitator's connection. And then, so we want to get back. So vote shown should be false here. And actually, let's go one step further here and go await set show votes async true connection ID 1. So the reset votes should hide them all again because we don't want to do that. And then we want to do assert null room state. And then this should be on all users. Well, I guess in this case we can, so stop it. You're not null at this point. Users sub 0. Vote should be null. Users 1. Vote should be null. So this is where we're at. Okay, live unit testing, do your thing. Okay, so reset votes is, we're clearly breaking there. Where is my live unit testing? It's off in the middle of the line. Okay, let's grab it. Let's check it. Check it. Check it. Okay, perfect. No ref. Excellent. So now we just beat this method into submission until the test passes. And actually, while we're in here, let's write one more quick test with team member does not reset. So we want this to still be true. We want that to be null, and we want user 1's vote to be equal to room vote options first. So this is what we expect. We don't need the bang there anymore. Same with that. Okay, so if we get both of these working, we can't be that bad off. Okay, so let's actually go and implement it now. So inside of here, we want to do this maneuver. And oh, we want the if it's not found or null. I'm just noticing whenever I see myself copying and pasting code, I immediately want to pause and just go,
Could I make this easier? Like, I've got that same pattern in a lot of cases. Because I've got this with existing room. I kind of want to do private. So with existing, with connection. So connection ID, kind of want to do this maneuver. And then this here becomes update room. Cool. So then this whole thing simply becomes return with connection ID, and then we do room lambda. And now at this point, we've validated all the important bits. We should probably change, probably want to grab the user as well. Sorry, I just got a weird security alert. I don't know which app is popping that, so I'm going to block it for the moment. So I'm wondering, because in this case, I do want to check the user, but I think you need to find the user. So we should probably pass in this with connection probably should be room state, and then maybe GUID. Is that the user ID? Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. How about room user ID? We'll take both parameters, which means this guy needs to pass in. We need to wrap this delegate up. And this is going to be. Okay, so hang on. What's the order of delegates here? With existing room. Why am I blanking on how to combine these delegates? Because this one I need to pass in. Okay, so let's break this up. So this becomes room. Oh. Copilot. Thank you. My brain's fried. Your brain isn't. For anyone not using GitHub Copilot, go check it out. Try the demo. See if it saves you as much time as it's saving me, because it is an awesome, awesome feature. Okay, so room. So we want to find the user. So user, current user gets, and we want room. Yeah, so we want that. If current user is null, or null. Okay. Copilot. I mean, that's correct. It's terrifying that you just implemented that for me. But thank you. I mean, that's just disgusting. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting that it inferred all that logic. This is also not quite right, in that we also want to make sure that in addition to changing users, we set votes shown to false in this case. We want to turn that off as well. Okay, live unit testing, do your thing. Okay, so to be clear, one of the tests is now passing. This one expected a change and it was not appropriately done. So let's go and look at the test. So vote shown. So this is just bad. No, this should still be true. Expected true, but was false. So let's just make sure. Oh, it's because we didn't change this. This should really be using the other connection of the team member. There we go. Tests all pass. Huzzah. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. While we're in here, I think I'm going to change up a couple of these real quick. So this is going to be return with connection ID. And then in this case, seriously, did you just write the method for me, Copilot? Is that right? Hold on. What did it do? Users. Room with users where room users. No. So, okay. Good. Copilot didn't completely replace me. It got darn close. And it called this room ID when this really should be room. Okay. Ha! See? I'm not as useless as I look. And this should be ID, Copilot. Come on. Come on. This is an amateur hour, Copilot. Okay. That does it. And then we'll just let the live unit testing validate that we didn't break anything that we did. No one can replace Kevin. I don't know. Copilot, like I said before, the joke that I have going is that Copilot is probably a really poorly named system because it really does feel like it's driving and I'm the one in the passenger seat along for the ride. Suboptimal outcome. Your flattery is appreciated. Okay, so okay, Copilot, do it. Is that right? No, Copilot, you're not quite correct. I mean, you're getting closer, but you're wrong. You still haven't figured out that this is user ID, not user. You're getting real close though, real close. So that cleans that up. That cleans that up. Just making this code a little bit nicer. Return. And this is why we write unit tests right here, because I am not even in the least bit concerned that I've broken anything. Here, if I give you the parameter names this time, Copilot, implement it. Yeah, no, that ain't even close. Ha! Ha! AI. Can't have my job yet. Can't have my job yet. Okay, and I know add user to room is kind of a special case because that has to deal with the creation. So that goes there. These are all my helpers. And you'll note I could have made all of these one big thing, like because there's with room lock, that's invoked by with existing room, that's invoked by with connection. But sometimes I like having these tiers because it starts to separate. When often if you put them all in one method, you'll find that you need bits and pieces of them. And so allowing you to stack them and kind of chain them together in a more functional sense works a lot better. At least in my experience. Okay, so that's there, that's there. Okay, we need to actually expose something to call reset votes. So next up, we go to the hub, and we're gonna need a method. So let's go here and do, I don't know, something called reset vote. Okay, that's getting creepy. Okay, Copilot, figure it out.
That's pretty good. Next line. Nothing. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, that's fine. You did it on the connection. Now implement the entire method on my hub for me. Go. Okay, that's pretty good. Next. Yeah, that looks about right. This is just wrong. Absolutely wrong. I did have some colleagues tell me that they're like, I don't get the same behavior or same awesomeness that Copilot seems to do for you, and questioning if I've got some special setup. I don't. But I did tell them that the secret sauce to Copilot is to talk to it. Now, I don't think they actually wrote code that listens in on my microphone. However, it's doing a pretty good job. Okay, that's exciting. Let's go here. Okay, so here what we want is we want Copilot. That's not right. We want a button to call the method that we just wrote. Chump. Okay. Let's do... Actually, can you do that? Thank you. Why is that not the... Reset. Did we not implement it on the... Did we not implement it on the interface down here? Oh, we didn't. Hey, Copilot, add it to the interface for me. Nothing? You gonna give up? Okay, fine. I'll write the method. You did the last one. I'll handle this one. Okay, happy? There you go. Okay. Let's go back to the view model. Close you, close you, close you. Okay, reset votes async. Should probably add that to my tests. Okay, Copilot, do it. Okay, double fact is definitely wrong. Try again. No. So let me help you. Public void reset votes. Let's do with hub connection resets, or how about invokes hub. Okay, implement it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Except for the method's actually called reset votes async Copilot. Once again, amateur. I suppose I didn't name the test appropriately for you to figure that one out. Okay. Okay, Copilot, I want to do the one without the hub connection. Can you do the other side of the branch? Pretty please. Fact. Yeah, pretty much that. Oh. Mwah. I told some of my colleagues, I'm like, okay, anyone with Copilot installed, you no longer have any excuses for not writing tests. When the AI will literally do it for you, no excuses. None. Okay. Copilot, I want a button. Can you figure that out for me too? Let's see. Okay, and this one... Oh, I guess... I don't remember. There's certain rules, and I can never remember when I'm allowed to use self-closing and when I'm not. So let's see. So on click...
We're gonna do view model dot reset votes async, and then we're gonna do a class, and we want this guy to be btn, and then let's do hang on, we got to go look at the let's look at these guys. Which one do we want for the clear? Maybe the warning? Danger? Danger, danger, danger. Should we go with danger or warning? Let's do warning, I guess. I don't see any warning. Okay. The PM has spoken. Warning, it shall be. Let's see. And then we'll do something like reset votes. And then pink is awesome, but no. Alan, it's fuchsia. And everyone knows fuchsia is the best color. Okay, so I don't like that in line. I kind of want to move. I think we need to go grid system on this. Because I'm kind of thinking reset votes should live over here. Like, I don't, like, there's something to be said about having a good amount of white space between when you're showing and when you're resetting to make sure you don't, like, your cursor shouldn't be next to it. So let's go back to the bootstrappy docs, and this is what I want. I want a graphic of a cat chasing a laser pointer. I mean, not MVP. Got it. So we'll add that. That'll be V1. Let's see. I want that fluid one. Where was that at? Auto layout columns. I don't want you to auto layout columns. I kind of want to do it. Responsive class. Let's see here. I kind of like this. All breakpoints. Stacked horizontal. Mix and match. So I think we want, like, I think I want to go here. But I would like to do, we're going to do this, and we're going to get rid of this row because we don't want this. And I kind of want this guy to live here. And I kind of want this button to live here. Kind of like that, kind of like that, kind of like that. And get rid of all this extra white space. And then I believe what I want is call, so if it's out of 12 to 11, is this 0 based? Can't remember. Can't remember. When you want to set the, yeah, so I kind of want to do this. Percentage based, right? So I want to do that, and then I want to do that. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's incorrect. We don't want that thing spanning like that. And I do want to say because the only reason the other one is set like that is this guy has a width of 80%, and okay. I know you're not supposed to do this. I'm doing it anyway. there. So we're gonna do that just so that those things size appropriately. I then want to do, can I, oh, I don't want text center. That's probably what's making the weird sizing bit. Let's try that. And in theory, a hot reload is supposed to be working. Okay, so that's it's closer. Still not quite. I mean, it's getting to where I want it. Open dev tools, please. But I definitely don't like that stacking. I'm curious why this container being sized at 80% isn't the same size as the card. Oh, the card is sized that they are sized the same. It's interesting to me that this is sized smaller. Interesting, 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 interesting. Okay, so this guy here, I don't understand why it is. Okay, back to the grid system. Variable width content. So I think that's what I want on this first one is I want this to be auto. It seems worse than putting in style inline. That's fair. At some point I should clean that up. And I do want to figure out why, even though this thing's sized to 80, why I'm getting that look, but whatever. So what I'd like to do in an ideal situation, I want this guy left justified and this guy lined up even with this. That's kind of what I want. And I'm wondering if at the end of the day, what I really need to do is put them both in the same grid. That would probably make this a little nicer if I had one container, because right now, oh, Railgun, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. If I put them in the same grid, that might eliminate some of this confusion. Welcome, Railgun. Working on building out a pointing poker site for, well, somewhat for personal joy and to learn. Oh, I guess I can. If anybody wants to powwow with it, here's the actual production site. We're gonna Control F5, create a room, and then you open up a second user. Oh, this one still has that. There we go. So you'll know I have to Control F5 in order to get it to, I'm planning to make a video game of my own though. Cool. What are you building it in? Let's see, close that, close that. In Unity though. Oh, that's great. That Unity is another one that is on my list of things to learn because it definitely is for cross-platform stuff. It is definitely an interesting solution, especially with all of the built-in stuff. I've got several colleagues who like to play games or like to build out games and highly recommend Unity. Okay, so that did not do what I expected. Oh, I guess that's kind of expected though, because that horror, survival, free roam, and combat my game. I wanted to work on though. Cool. There's no column span here. So I actually do want to be
like call 10, and then I want call SM2, I think, right? Because this puts it in the 10th column and only allocates 2. Don't you want to put those in the same row? This and this are in the same row, I think. I think they're in the same row. Wait, would you like to enable? You're telling me I could have just been. Apparently, I just needed to turn the thing on. Excellent. I was worried. I was worried it was going to be difficult. Okay. Okay, so that didn't quite do what I wanted either. Let's see. Big. Go here. So this thing here is bothering me that it... Why is my row offset so much? There's the container. Well, so I'm attempting to use the... This may be to my own detriment. Some of it is trying to understand this grid system in Bootstrap. Oh, I wonder if this is... Because I don't... Because I really want... I wonder if... Okay. So let's... Okay, we're going to try this here now that theoretically the browser link stuff is set up. Justify content small start. Start there. And then button press. Close the dev tools. I guess I really should open them to make sure that that updated appropriately because I didn't see it flash. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. So we're going to go there. But it sort of makes sense why it wouldn't justify the... I don't understand why the first one's not justified left. This is when I sometimes run away. Oh, it's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be easy, but my own ignorance is making this hard. And I think some of it is just needing to understand the content here. Let's see, row calls auto. I don't really want automatic. Oh. That's interesting. Let's look here. Or is it containers that I might want to look at? Spending the entire width of the viewport. No, I think we do want to be here, setting one column width. The 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. Oh, so this is okay. So this is an index. This is oh, got it. Got it. So this really should just be, and then because I don't know how to do this properly. Right? It should go like that. You squawking about button. Close tag div. There, closed. I think that gets me what I want. One column, 10 columns and nothing. Last column, which isn't quite what I actually want though.
Yeah, because that snaps. More importantly, show votes. For whatever reason, this thing has. Okay, let's get rid of this with 80% because it's biting me all over the place. And bigger. I'm not sure exactly how to do what I want, and maybe a grid is the wrong answer. Maybe a grid is the wrong answer. Because we're going to end up having multiple things. Ooh, auto columns. This might be useful for our buttons. Columns for this might be good enough here. Oh, Jovial, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's just the auto property, I believe. Um, got it. Okay, so if these gaps, I'm wondering if maybe that's all I need, because really all I'm trying to do is get the clear votes button far enough away from the show votes that the user doesn't accidentally click it. That's really all we're trying to do, is separate that up. And actually, you know what? There was we're already kind of in this. I'm wondering if maybe I'm using the wrong. Hang on, let's take a brief gander down this. I'm kind of wondering if there is a good way, if I'm maybe using the wrong control. Take a look here. Inline flex. Hey, that looks. Use the justify contents to change the alignment of flex items on the main axis. I think this might be more where I'm going for. This might be more. This might be more my speed. Okay, I think that's actually what we want. So we don't want this. We want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. But clear that out. Clear that out. But if I'm understanding this correctly, what I actually want to do is take this and then just do justify content, because this item here is really what I'm looking to do. Right? Justify content left. Well, this is, how did they do this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Justify content between. So is that really as simple as me doing this, getting rid of, well, I guess I don't need this div. Getting rid of this div. I'm going to leave that div there because I have a sinking suspicion I'm going to want it in a second. Is it really that easy? Everyone always tells me CSS is really easy. And it's so much nicer than XAML. And every time I use it, I long for my WPF. Hey, look at that. Okay, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Okay, so let's test this really quick and make sure it works. So I've got 1 user, 2 user, right? So they're all loaded. First user is gonna vote a 3. Second user is gonna vote a 5, and then the facilitator comes in and goes show votes. We've got a 3 and a 5. Great. That shows 3 and 5 there. Great. Let's go through and reset the votes. Okay, so aside from this thing not appropriately going backwards, that worked great. That should have been right here. Reset votes. Vote shown false. Vote shown false. False. Okay, so that the backing data store is appropriately there, but the toggle didn't change. So I had assumed bind value would have done that for me. Vote shown as false. Yeah, the toggle isn't being updated, and I had assumed bind value would have done that, but binds a hang on, go back. For example, bind value and bind value will assign the current value. It's only binding one way from changing the toggle. Ahaha. Okay, so is this as simple as that? Is it that easy? Maybe? Okay, well, we don't need other users this time around. We just need to go there. Ahaha! Yes! Yes! Booyah! Okay. Okay, so back to here. QA achieved. Amen. Amen. Okay, so let's reset our main here. Let's see, repop the stash, create branch, fix, and I don't remember the name or what story number I'm on. It's not the right list. Refresh. That one. So we're doing 41. Oh, we're 1 away from the best number ever. 42. That's 31. I can't type. Okay. Let's see here. So just quick review. That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, granted, Copilot wrote the vast majority of this code, so there's that. We cleaned all of those up. I'm less concerned with that. It's that. It's that. Okay, and we added tests for the view model. And we've got most of the tests moved here. Check-ins. I can confirm it is Windows. Yes, very much so. Okay. Implementing clear, or let's not call it clear. Reset. Votes button. fixes 41, stage all, commit changes, push and pull request, create pull request, open on GitHub, and then enable auto merge, confirm auto merge. Okay, so let's go back here to the issues list. That's not MVP. We're interested in down here. Allow facilitator to preview votes. Let's take this one next. Because this is going to be purely UI related. Though it is 11 o'clock. Let's do it anyway. I've got enough caffeine in my system. I'm feeling confident. Feeling confident. This will probably be the last issue, though. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let's go here. Oh, I'm just realizing the... Oh, no, we can do this. We can do this. Because I want... See, I knew I wanted the div. Checkbox. How about preview votes? Something like that. And then this is going to be preview votes. So this will be only for the facilitator. What is your problem here? Oh, are you just unhappy that I haven't implemented the view model yet? Okay, fine. Stop your whining. Stop your whining. Observable property. Hey, Copilot, write it for me. That's close. Votes hidden. Maybe is votes hidden a better name? The AI is making me question my own naming scheme. I don't like the hidden doesn't give me the sense. The only thing I don't like about hidden is that name doesn't convey that this is really just for the facilitators. So no, we're not gonna go with it. I don't think. Naming is one of the things that's hard in computer science. Okay, kill execution, because it's probably partially unhappy with that. Preview votes, find preview votes. Okay, we've got that. We've got that. We probably... I'm trying to decide if preview should be for all facilitators or if it should just be on a per user basis. I kind of like the per user. I kind of like per user. Yeah, let's make it just per user, not something that syncs. Because again, we aren't really concerned with security here. Like, there is no auth, there is no sign in. Like, if somebody sneaks and looks at votes ahead of time, which is totally doable, like, that's not a big deal. Let's go here. So if that is set, what we want to do is we want to show the votes. I don't want them to be able to do that. I agree, but at a certain point, we have to implement like real auth to lock it down. I have mildly implemented small amounts of business logic where, based on the user's role, risk of deferring to senior person so their votes don't look wrong is a threat. That is true, and that's hiding everybody's votes is exactly the problem that the pointing poker is aiming to solve. Wait for Kabu to vote, then cast my vote. Yeah. I will say there's a number of times where I sometimes vote absurdly just for the lulz. You know, it's a text change story of, hey, can we just, fix these few typos in this little bit of description? And it's like, yes, that is a 13-point story. And everybody else votes like 1 or 2. Okay, so what is the logic here then? So if the votes are shown, we want to do this. I think what we want to do is else if view model is facilitator
And preview votes. I don't know. We don't need to do this check here. I do think maybe if it lets them do it, but lets everyone know a user is peeking. Well, this is only going to be for the facilitator roles, which generally the facilitator isn't a team member also voting. This is usually like your scrum master or PO or somebody running the show. Um, bu- 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 yeah, yeah. So facilitator only lets you preview. And it's really just there so that as they're going through and doing it, they can kind of mentally see where things are going and decide, hey, we don't need it much discussion. The team's already, come to a consensus or whatnot. But I do think I want to do. I kind of want to. So there needs to be some sort of formatting here. Um, so let's do uh vote preview. I think something like that. And let's come in here and we're gonna do, because there is other stories where it's there's desire, like if a user changes their vote after the votes have been revealed, like let that happen, but like show their original twos and show them differently so that it's clear that, oh, after the votes were revealed, maybe there was more discussion and so and so bumped their vote up or whatever. This is all completely wrong. No, Copilot, you're wrong. I want to do something like font weight or font style, italic. Yeah, I just want it to look a little different when it's a preview. Yeah, because if votes are shown, we're gonna fall into this case here, and then go through and do it. Okay, so this should just work now. This feels a little too easy. Okay, so let's get me a user to vote with. Preview votes. Oh, I just realized that toggle is bloody hard to see. We're gonna have to change that. Um, do that. But why does my preview votes not have a checkbox? Am I missing something? Why is that? What happened to my element? Huh? I I knew I was jinxing myself the moment I'm like, oh, and it should just work. Like I kind of knew bad things were about to happen. Preview votes. Oh, the checkbox is all the way. Oh, it's okay, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Because of the container. Got it, got it. Yes, 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 yes. Got it. So this needs to go here. The fun of dark mode of sorts. I like the vote UI though. What if the box is stretched with the window gets bigger and the columns are increased? Yeah, that needs some work. I after seeing the auto columns, I think that's probably going to be a better solution because though not an MVP requirement, see, I want these guys in their own div so they get grouped together as part of the auto sizing. Um, and right now we're kind of cheating it because we know how many are going to be in that set. So that we got away with that a little bit. Um, There, that's. I don't know if that's better or worse having them stacked. I was kind of hoping for side by side. Might need to look into why that's going. But so it's supposed to support hot reload. Um, I have just had some trouble with the tooling and getting it to work. So
Yeah. If I do preview votes, it shows me the 13. And then if I show votes, it gets off of the italics. I don't know if that's... It's not bad. So it's working as designed. I just don't know if I like the layout here. Go back to the... Because this is where these guys all come into play. I think I want to drop one of these guys, but I'm not entirely sure which or why these things wouldn't go side by side. Why would there be a break after them? It is probably one of the... It's probably one of those styles from the toggle or similar, but let's look. Okay, so I imagine you are my problem child. Uh, duh, duh, duh. Duh, 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 duh. Where would you be? What's confusing me is why... Uh, despite the name, it does not actually turn off hot reload. Hot re... let's see here. Does not actually turn off hot reload. Still works fine if enabled in Visual Studio. Not sure if it's an issue you have. I had this been... Oh, so I've actually just been not even refreshing, but straight up fully restarting. The times I've been refreshing has been the times where I've opened up multiple side browsers. And you have to refresh in order to kick them in order to reconnect to the local host server. But I will give that a try. Text size adjust. I just don't understand why. Am I... Maybe I'm just being dense and I don't understand how this is working. And this div is what's actually doing it to me, but... Ah, okay. So it's not that one. It is... Interesting. Okay. So... Go back to that docs then, because I kind of... so I think then if I do this, I can go here, and I can do this, and I can do that, and then it works. I think. There we go. Aside from the horrible spacing, yeah, so we're gonna put a style, let's see, and margin left of, I don't know, need a little bit of spacing there. Right. Hot reload. Yeah, okay, fine. There. Okay. I mean that works. So let's ship that. So let's see, stash here, reset. I need my issue number, not that one. 11. Let's see, create branch, fix 11, pop. See, allowing facilitator to preview votes. Fixes pound 11, commit, and then pull request that guy, please. And then create pull request and view on GitHub and auto merge, confirm auto merge. I'm going to clean up some of these old branches real quick while I see them sitting there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so there's that, there's that, there's that. Okay, it is 11:46. It's a little disappointing because I feel like I'm on a roll and want to keep going, but I should probably stop because I still have to work tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I always hate because you get to that point. I usually call it coding nirvana, and it feels great. It feels awesome. Like you're cruising through, stuff's falling off, code's working, tests are passing, everyone's happy. It's great. Like I said, if people are, let's see, implement voting page. I'm gonna close this issue. That one's not gonna get done. Join room page. Close issue. That one doesn't need to be done. So a lot of these things are quickly falling off onto here. I'm gonna come in here and add one more issue. Group users in room by role. Let's see. We want to display the users that are in the room based on their role. Team members should be first. Well, you know what? I'm not going to specify. Really, we just want to group them so that we get different behavior. This needs to be MVP Smith. So, and then, like I said, if anybody wants to jump in and powwow on this, you are welcome to. I am happy to take PRs. I'm happy to move stuff. Like I said, this has been mostly around a learning opportunity for me. I got to write some readmes and docs and that kind of stuff at some point too. But did the PR just close already? Sweet. Is it shipped? It's shipping. See, CI/CD. This is so mwah, mwah. I love this. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, at a minimum, I think getting technically usable for tomorrow's stand-up. I mean, kinda. Like, so there's a couple big things I kind of want to get in before we turn it loose on people. One of which is prompting the users to get their names. Because right now it's just doing random user, and that doesn't feel great. It might be nice to deal with the disconnect reconnect case, and I should log an issue for that too while I'm thinking about it. Handle this, or how about allow a user to reconnect. And this may or may not actually matter. I don't know if it matters, because if the user comes back in, I think the only thing we want to do is cache the last used name that they provided. Yeah, I feel like I want to get the name in first, and then I think we're getting pretty close, getting very close.
Um, we should cache the, or I should say, after the user has provided their name, we should store this in a cookie and reuse it when the user connects, because we don't actually care, like there's no state about the user that we care to manage per se. Maybe the user's role, like if the user decided to make themselves an observer and then disconnects and reconnects, they would get thrown into the team member role. So maybe we cache their role too. Maybe it might be nice, but I wouldn't want the thing is if they come back the next day, I don't know if I would want to maintain them in that role. Nah, we'll just cache the name for now. We'll cache the name for now. We can look at we haven't actually defined the switch between like team member to observer or whatnot. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But it's getting close. If we do this maneuver, I should see. Yes. Oh, that's one other thing I wanted to do. To add UI element to quickly copy link to room. Even though this is the same URL that is in the user's browser, nice to give them a copy button or similar. Because we already have the code to do that in the Kaboom project, so I know it's not difficult. So it might be nice just so that users don't wonder how to use the app of, where do I get the room link? How do I invite people in? Well, yeah, you can copy this or whatnot. So, but it's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Okay, cool. With that, I think I am going to sign off. Oh, Steelmate, thanks for the follow. I apologize. I'm dropping out, but for it's coming up on the Christmas holiday. I'm going to be off work. Tomorrow's actually my last day for the month, so that'll be great. I am hoping to spend more time coding, but it's also a family event holiday, so we'll see how much that actually plays out. So there may be some extra streams that drop. There may not be, but we'll see how it goes. With that, I'll tell everyone Merry Christmas and happy coding. See everyone next time.